Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Tuesday. You know what that means. Tuesday morning, we get the lumberjack. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing awesome. As you can tell, a little chilly here in lumberjack land.
Yeah. We were just saying you woke up. It was 29 degrees, and I have no idea how you do that. That's cold, man.
Yeah, it was 24 this morning. It was
Oh,
29 by the time my kids were up, and it was both sucked. So,
yeah, that's cold, man. I'd much rather be hot than cold. But
oh,
anyways,
we got a long way to go down from here.
oh, that's true, huh? It's only November 16th. You've got what? Does it finally get warm by like March?
No, more like April, but like so January, February, we have those what we call the zeros. Yeah, so we'll be zero, and then you just hope the wind chill isn't too bad, where it's like, holy Lord.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. I'm good. I'll stay in California where it's 54 degrees at 8 a.m. I'm good. So, hey, I want to be very clear in episode number one.
Yeah.
I want everybody to hear what I think is the best asset to buy, own, hold, whatever you want to call it, in an inflationary environment, which is, I believe we are in, and I think it's going to be a multi-year inflationary environment. So, without holding it to the end, the answer is residential real estate that you can get 30-year loans on. But let's now talk why. I have a whole list of things. I guess the first one we'll talk about is the debt.
Yeah.
Right. Residential debt can be fixed for 30 years, and that can't be missed, right?
It's anytime you can create a financial math equation where your cost of capital largely remains the same, but the income on that capital goes only flat or up.
Yeah.
That's desired. That's a desired result. That's an asset that you want to be in. And little side note is I don't understand where the government is getting their numbers that rent is up 4%.
Oh, dude. It's just a lie. It's just a lie.
It's flat out a lie, Mike. It's a lie. My lowest increase from last year to this year, my lowest one was double digits. My highest one was in the 40% range.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, I just this morning, the Daily Financial News, they reported single family rentals for the country, 10.4%.
Yeah. Where's the government's number of 4?
Yeah, it's just a lie. It's either a lie or it's coming. And I think it's coming. Right. So that's why I believe inflation is going to skyrocket and why you need residential real estate.
I think that you're exactly right. I think this is not to pick on Case-Shiller, but it's the Case-Shiller syndrome. This data that they're looking at is much, much older.
Yeah. It's Case-Shiller's 90 days old. I'm like, you guys are looking that far back? God.
Exactly. I always tell people, whether it's a problem in your life or whether it's investing or whatever it is, there's a reason. Equate it to a car. There's a reason why your rear view mirror is this big, and there is a reason why your windscreen or your windshield is this big.
Yeah.
There's a reason that it's a fraction the size. Is because you should spend that much time looking back, but still looking back.
Yeah.
But you should spend that much time looking back, but you should spend this much time looking forward.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that 90-day data at this point, Mark, is a joke, Mike.
Oh,
it's a joke.
It's useless. So yeah, I think, again, this is one of the reasons why inflation, I think, is going to be an issue for years, not weeks, months, or quarters, as a lot of people want to say. Because again, we have wage inflation, rent inflation, food, gas. It's heating oil. I mean, it's going to be ugly for a while.
Everything. And the brilliance of Washington is to make us more dependent on others.
Yeah. Jeez.
Like, are you what?
Yeah. You go pump more. You over there. Give us more.
Yeah. Since the Keystone Pipeline was shut down, we're up $1.50 a gallon.
Might be a connection. Who knows? Maybe. Supply, demand,
Here's the crazy thing, Mike. They're going after another pipeline in Michigan.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It just speaks to inflation. So, political view, whatever. It just speaks to supply, demand.
Inflation's going up.
And prices going up. And so when you have the opportunity where the government is still in there
Yeah.
and they
They're-
haven't really tapered it all yet,
They're giving you a gift, man. That 30-year money.
they're telling you nonstop inflation may be transitory, whatever. Inflation. Okay, then maybe normalize and they're back down to where they are now. What did you lose?
Nothing. Yeah. So the other thing that makes residential real estate really important is the debt structure and safe leverage,
Yes.
right?
100%.
One of the reasons I am not a big fan of commercial apartments today, because I think there's a lot of bad assumptions going on, but my real issue is with the debt, right?
Mhm.
I saw debt structures blow up housing in 08, 09. I'm not going to partake in that risk in apartments or commercial or office or retail because they have 5, 7, 10-year cycles.
Yep.
Let's just say the single family market crashed 50%. If you have residential 30-year mortgages, do you have to sell?
No.
You just hold on, right?
Yeah. Like, and that's the whole thing is that's where, and Mike, you and I talk about this all the time. Our biggest or my biggest pet peeve, I think it's one of our shared biggest pet peeves, is people that buy for appreciation.
Oh God, that's so annoying. Yeah.
Like,
if you want to lose that, follow Zillow's model, overpay and, bet on appreciation because the Z estimate is always right.
yeah, you better have 4.6 billion to burn like they do.
Yeah. And then go burn 15% of it and see what happens. Oh my God. Best flippers ever. No, I'm sorry. That meant to be worst flippers ever. 550 billion.
I still haven't gotten the call. And the funny thing is, Mike, is that obviously it's amazing to me that you have all these really smart people, the Kathy Woods, the Michael Burrys, all these really smart people, Wall Street people, and they don't understand that with the right operator taking over that portfolio, it is a massive opportunity for growth for Zillow.
Yeah.
And they are literally just going, nope.
They are they're they've made so many cardinal mistakes. They obviously overpaid, rule number one. And the next one is what is one rental at a time? It's buy and hold.
Yeah.
You can actually overpay in real estate and time will cure it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's 100% right. There is a property. I know it's far-fetched, but there is a property that I overpaid for.
Yeah.
Probably 14 years ago. Guess how much of a deal that looks like now?
Yeah. Well, here, I got one for you. I've been very clear with people. I happen to get out of my single family homes into apartments, not because I saw a crash coming, just because I couldn't buy the 9th house. Then a crash happens. I have no idea how low I bought in 08, 09, 10.
Yep.
I bought a house for, I think, 175 grand that probably at its low was worth 80. Didn't matter.
No.
I had 30-year debt. It was fine. I just held, and that house today is worth 270.
Right.
I'm okay. So, okay.
Love it.
There's just so many. So again, another thing kind of highlight here is safe debt structure. Also, the debt doesn't move, right? The payment doesn't move. Insurance taxes could, but the mortgage doesn't move.
Right.
Also,
and insurance and taxes are going to be marginal.
Yeah. On the scale of things. And then, oh, by the way, if you want to follow the lumberjack and the house hack 4321, you can get in for 3.5% down and borrow 96.5%. I mean, come on.
And you can get, and that 3.5% can basically disappear because now you can get a deal done where you can get the seller to pay all of your closing costs.
That's just amazing.
So that's where my student, $8,600 down out of pocket, got him a 4-unit building. All in, $8,600. Hey, but you know what? Go buy another car, jackass.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that story up in episode number 3 because people got the wrong plan. But let's save that for there.
Agreed.
The next thing to talk about is income. Again, we've already talked about the amazing thing that the debt doesn't move. Guess what? You're the owner. You have 96.5% leverage or 75%, depending on an investment or owner occ. And that little top number called rent, that goes up. Now, again, what happened in the 70s? Rents doubled. What happened to rent when we had the greatest real estate crash ever? Went up. What happened? The worst environment for me, rent was flat.
Yeah.
All right. But your debt's fixed for 30 years. Ask yourself this. What do you think rent will be in 10, 20, or 30 years? I'm guessing not down.
At the rate that the government's giving out money for rent in these different programs, whether it's voucher program housing, emergency COVID assistance. Mike, I just had somebody that got qualified for 18 months of COVID assistance for rent.
Hmm.
The number that they are paying is about 30% higher than market.
Take it every day. And the next one, what about the value? What happens again, right? You got this thing you bought for 100, you put either 3,500 down or 25 grand down, depending on owner versus investor. Then there's the value of the thing. It was worth 100 grand here. And if you follow the 70s, it doubles in a decade. Who gets all of that? Do you have to share that with the bank?
Only if you're following one of these new Wango Fango investment things that they're doing on Wall Street now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no, I mean, that's the beauty of this is that, think about this. Wall Street is backing companies that are willing to give you your down payment for your house for a percentage of the equity of your home.
Nuts.
Think about, what does that mean though, Mike? What does that mean?
No, that means they think single family homes is a good business. That's what it means.
And it means that they believe that they can't lose.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just going to do that by myself on my lonesome. If you think this is such a good investment, I don't need you. I think I'm good. I'm just going to do this on my own.
Yeah. I'll sacrifice a little bit to get that first one and then second one, and then
Exactly.
let the income and cheat code to wealth take over.
Exactly.
And then the last one, the greatest thing that people love to quote is the dollar. I mean, there's always this like picture of a shopping cart and what you could fill it up with $100 in the 70s and then the 80s and the 90s. Well, I really, really like paying off debt that I get today in cheaper dollars in the future. That's kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, Mike, there's a reason why on almost every property that we bought 10 years ago, we've refied it, pulled out a stack of cash.
All my money. And you want to talk about infinite return? Yeah.
Oh, and again, I kind of look at it and say, I want to make $2,000 a month on this building. And so anytime that I can refinance it, get a better payment, still make $2,000 and pull some money out, I'm like, yeah, here's the $1,000 for the appraisal to do that.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Love it.
Yeah. So again, folks, if we have a small window, the window is closing. It's still open. It is closing. And because one of the anchors of my thesis is cheap 30-year debt.
Yes.
Both at the rate, but also the easiness, right? We head into a recession or a business cycle like I see coming in the next year or so. Lending will get tighter and rates will go up. It's just the business cycle, how it works. So again, the best investment in an inflationary environment is residential. And to be clear, single family, duplex, triplex, quad. Yes, a quad qualifies. I get that all the time. Well, you keep talking residential. Does that mean quad? I'm talking the loan. Residential. If you have the opportunity to house hack, I strongly suggest 4321. You get that combined with cheat code to wealth. Oh my God, you're going to be set in a decade. And the lumberjack right here brought it to us. So what do you think about that?
I think I'm right.
Of course you are. Go tell your wife you're right. Honey, I'm right today.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, hey, there's only one thing to get right. It's how to get rich, right?
Oh, so, I'm okay with that.
And that's the thing is, I think that, with the process that you set up with one rental at a time and how to evaluate a deal, that's not just how to evaluate single family homes.
No, it's anything.
That's how to evaluate the math of any deal. Monitoring and watching your market, doing the daily work. These are all the things that are critical to having you understand what that deal is worth, what that return is going to be. And like I've said, I think that we are getting through the phase of single family homes largely being available. And I think that really is going to become, for a while, that's going to become a higher middle class thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's going to be many people that are going to be locked out of that market. And your only option is to live in a 350 square foot shoebox in a tiny home, which you probably can't do if you have a family, or to be looking at the fact that you can leverage the rents of the other people in your building when you do a multifamily unit.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The other thing that's really amazing is when you look at US real estate and we think it's high and nuts and crazy, it is nothing compared to other countries. I've been to other countries. I think it was Switzerland. It might've been Finland. I've been all over Europe. And I think it was 72% of adults rent.
Yeah.
Right. And oh, by the way, that means 28% owned. Right.
Yeah.
It can go that direction. So, yeah, again, folks, the best investment in an inflationary decade is residential, singles, dupes, tries, and quads. There is no other. Cheap debt, fixed debt, leverage, income goes up, expenses stay flat, safe. It's not even close. There is no other thing. So, Matt, how can people find you and get part of your world?
11:30 a.m. Eastern time, live stream every Sunday. 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, live stream every Sunday. Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube. We do it there. 3 hours. In fact, this last week was 3.5, and we love it. We'll have a lot of fun with a lot of people and have a lot of conversation about real estate. And so that's where you find me, Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube.
Very cool, man. I appreciate you. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Mike.